Chapter 1. This is a story that's been bugging me for some time, and I have some writer's block. I decided to post this. I will update the other one as soon as I get my computer back in 14 days. Sorry, I'm writing this from a library computer. Now on with the story. It's a Star Wars The Clone Wars crossover fic, because to me the series appears the most polished, and has the most potential for changes without destroying the storyline. I will follow the episodes, but I will merge some of them so that you don't get too many cliffhangers. Also, don't hate at the end of this chapter. Normal talk. Thought. Hologram and communicator. I own nothing, but I plan to kidnap George Lucas and then extort hiring. Ring, excuse me for a moment. Hello. MH, aha. What do you mean that George Lucas sold Star Wars? Well damn, there goes that plan. Okura world. Crying face. The fox finds the dark side. Valley of the end. Two individuals were standing at the valley. They stared the other down. They both were very young, and both seemed very exhausted. But this is where the similarities end. One boy had raven hair and charcoal black eyes. He also wore a torn-up blue high collar with a red and white as well as white shorts. He had an aura of arrogance around him. His name was Sasuke Uchiha, the last survivor of the Uchiha clan, after his brother Itachi Uchiha slaughtered them all. Thus after he survived he became Konoha's golden boy, and he was given everything on a silver platter. Thus his arrogance came to be. The other boy had spiky blonde hair and bright blue eyes, as well as a 3 whisker-like scars on each of his cheek. He wore a god-awful orange and blue jumpsuit, and had a headband with a metal plate on it with a leaf symbol inscribed onto it. This was Naruto Uzumaki, the village scapegoat, as well as the village Jinkriki, that everyone hated because of the 9-tailed fox that attacked the village 12 years ago, and was now sealed inside of the boy. Even Trough that Naruto kept on smiling to everyone, but deep down he was starting to hate them. But because of his precious people he endured. This all began because Sasuke had been given a curse mark by Orochimaru during the second part of the Chunin exams, and the mark had since corded the already unstable mind of the Uchiha. Thus after he had seen Naruto improving, and in his mind showing him up, he decided to leave the village and head for the biggest traitor in the leaf to gain power, to not only kill his brother, but to also show Naruto who is superior. As the village found out about Sasuke's betrayal, they sent a team of Genin and new Chunin from the Konoha 12, who all knew Sasuke and wanted to get him back. As they were preparing to leave, the third teammate of Team 7, Sakura Haruno, who was the one who reported that Sasuke leaving, asked Naruto to bring him back to her, and was crying all the while. And stupid fangirls, when they lose their so-called love they act like it's the end of the world. If Naruto left she probably wouldn't give a rat's ass. So they set off, but not before Naruto promised to bring him. On the mission they encountered resistance in the form of Orochimaru's elite guards, the Sound 4. They split up multiple times until only Sasuke and Naruto remained. So now we find these two former rivals, teammates and brothers, facing each other to the death. So Naruto, it seems that we are at our final act. The one wins this will be walking away from this, the other will not. As Sasuke spoke, Naruto started to get angry because Sasuke had just abandoned the village, where he was treated like royalty, and he left because he was a little jealous, while Naruto himself was treated worse than dirt, and he was beaten regularly until he entered the Ninja Academy, which was his only choice, as he could not stay a civilian, because no one would give him a job, as everyone but the younger generation hated him. I know I'm exaggerating, but I need him to have hatred. Sasuke, you an idiot. Orochimaru was born and trained in Konoha, so by staying you could have become just as strong. Sasuke responded to that by just starting to laugh like a madman. But why would I want to stay in the village that holds me back, whereas I can get the power straight at the source if I go? And now Naruto, we shall finish all our battles before, and I shall break the bonds I have created by kill you. Your death shall allow me the power needed to kill my brother and get my revenge. Naruto was shocked at how someone that he used to call a friend had become so deranged that he would do anything to get just a water drop of more power. As they stood there, suddenly Sasuke started to charge up the move made famous by Kakashi Hatake the Kaidori, which he taught to Sasuke for the final of the Chunin exams. Sasuke, however, used that knowledge to his advantage, as he showed that same technique into Naruto's right shoulder during their current battle. Naruto had been able to heal thanks to the Kyuubi that is sealed inside of him. When Naruto saw Sasuke charging the danger's attack, he responded by to charging up his own attack that was taught to him by the Toad Sage Jiraiya. The Rasengan is an orb of compressed chakra that is spinning in multiple directions. They both finished charging their attacks and they rocked towards each other. Sasuke, Naruto. As they were about to collide, Naruto went for Sasuke's stomach while Sasuke went for his heart. There was a bright flash as they collided and Naruto managed to strike Sasuke in the stomach, but it cost him as Sasuke pierced his right lung. The force of the clash sent both competitors sailing through the air. Sasuke crash-landed against the foot of the Madara statue and was knocked out. Naruto, however, was not that lucky, as he was blasted into a rock that was sticking out of the river where he was holding on for dear life, but he was bleeding and his lungs were filling with both water and blood. That was what Hatake Kakashi saw as he arrived at the scene. He saw one of his students unconscious, while the other was using the last of his strength to hold on. As he moved into the clearing, Naruto saw his sensei coming and used the last of his strength to scream out, "Kakashi-sensei, help me." Kakashi looked at him with a sad smile. "I'm sorry, Naruto, but your injuries are too great. You won't last much longer. I'm sorry, but the mission comes first and I hope you find happiness in the next life. Goodbye, Naruto." With that, he turned around, picked up Sasuke, and started to jump off toward the village. Naruto watched helplessly too as his sensei left him for dead. His grip on the rock slipped and he was dragged by the current to the bottom of the river. As he lay there, he saw his life flash before his eye. He saw all the horrible the village did to him. Once he saw all that, his hatred bubbled to the surface, as his eyes shot open, and all the hatred that he had bottled up for years exploded, and a dark aura surrounded him as he started to slowly get up. "No. I shall not fall this day. I will not die. They left me for dead, but I will show them that they were wrong." As he said that, the dark power that surrounding him expanded and pushed the water apart so that Naruto could crawl up on the shore, and as soon as he did that, the aura vanished and the water returned. Naruto, however, used this new power to sustain himself through hatred alone. But what he didn't know was that Count Dooku was in his private flagship in a near his sector, and had sensed the powerful dark side energy that Naruto was realizing. He got up from his meditation platform and went to the bridge. "Droid, set a course for unknown space in this sector. I have felt a disturbance in the force and wish to look into it." The battle droid looked at his master and nodded. "Roger, Roger." Also, the General Lockdurd has sent the first prototype of his new weapon that should destroy any biological on the planet's surface. But the formula is a bit off and is too strong, thus it will take time to get formula right so that we don't destroy the whole planet, but the one he sent powerful enough to do so. Dooku smiled. "Excellent. How long will it take until for us reach the coordinates that I gave you?" The droid paused for a moment, then spoke up. "We should be arriving at the coordinates in about 20 minutes, sir." Dooku nodded his head and left the bridge. 20 minutes later. As they arrived, the Count saw that the planet had no form of space travel and was cut off from the whole galaxy. Duke ordered the droids to send out the recon droids to find a boy near a river, and wearing bright orange jumpsuit, and then bring him to the flagship to get healed. Soon the droids brought the boy, but he was badly injured, and it was a miracle that he was still alive, but the Count could feel that he was using the dark side to keep himself alive. As some time passed, the boy was stabilized in a Bacta tank when something happened. The boy's eyes and stomach started to glow bright red, and from them a thick mist started escaping, leaving the tank, and even started to seep out of the ship itself. The mist started to escape faster, and then with one final push, escaped the boy completely, and returned to the planet below. The boy went into critical condition again, but thanks to medical droids and the boy's own dark side, as well as what appeared to be a healing factor, they were able to stabilize him. The Count was wondering what that thing was and decided to ask the boy when he awoke. Meanwhile, as Naruto awoke, he saw that he was in a sewer that he recognized as his Minscape. When he got up, he saw that the pipes that hold the Kyuubi's chakra were starting to leak, and he knew that the Kyuubi was going to escape, and because he thought he was going to die, he was going to ask the beast for one last favor. As he made to the large room where the beats resided, he saw that the bars of the cage were already falling apart, so with that in mind he spoke up. "Hey Kyuubi, are you still there?" The beat in question answers with a mighty roar. "What do you want, brat? You come to free me at last." The beat spoke with sarcasm dripping off every word, but it was unprepared for the answer. "Yes." "What?" "Yes, I will release you. But you have to promise me that you will destroy the Uchiha and Kakashi Hatake." The Kyuubi was speechless. This human was willing to release it just for revenge. The beast grinned. This was a human it could grow to like. "Now do we have a deal?" "I like you, brat, and we have a deal. But because you are so generous, I will let you keep your healing factors so that you can survive and spread destruction with all the hate that you bottled up for years." H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A. Naruto grinned and walked up to the cage, where the water elevated him to the paper with word seal on it. He tears it off and see that there is a spiral shape that is the locking mechanism for the cage. He could also see that it was weak enough that a Rasengan should break it. However, before he can do anything else, he is pulled away by the back of his shirt and falls on his ass. When he looked up, he see who pulled him away from the cage. He saw that it was none other than the Yondaime Hokage Minato Namikaze. Minato, after a small stare down with Naruto, spoke up with a smile. "Hello son, how have you been?" Naruto just stared at him, and then it clicked that his own father damned him to the hell that was the village hidden at the leaf. Naruto started to block out his father's word. The only thing he heard was his mother's name, before he blocked him out completely, as his hatred began to rise. This was the man that sealed the beast inside of him to save the village, that hated his own son, and he had the balls to talk to him like nothing had happened. He just wanted to choke him to death, and watch as the life drained from his eyes. That is when something told him what to do. Minato saw his son extend his right arm towards him, and made a hand motion, as if he was choking someone to death. Minato then felt sudden tightening around his neck, as he was slowly lifted off the floor, and was beginning to lose air. Naruto then looked at him, and Minato saw that his eyes were slowly turning bright yellow. As he was struggling to breathe, Naruto spoke up. "You were the one that brought this curse, and I had almost forgiven you for it, as I thought you couldn't take anyone else. But now that I know that you would do that your own son, well then you must die." Minato was struggling to make a sentence, but he somehow managed. "N.A. Ruto, plee, gag, as, don't, hack, do, thigh, gag, s." Naruto only smirked. But you don't understand, I am already doing this, and now father, you die." And with Do's final words, Naruto closed his hand into a fist and in the process killed his own father. Kyuubi was watching this and couldn't help but laugh at what had just happened. The man that had sealed him away was killed by his own flesh and blood for the exact same reason. As he kept on watching, he saw his container charging up a Rasengan with the help of a shadow clone, and took a running jump and smashed it at the already weakened gate, destroying it fully and setting the beast within it free at last. The last words Kyuubi heard from it last container were, "Remember our deal, Fox." After that, the whole world turned to black. Flagship Med Bay. The medical droid that was stationed there saw that the patient will awaken soon. He decided to inform Count Dooku, so to not scare the boy, as he knew that the technology on the planet below was still very primitive. As Dooku arrived at the med bay, the boy had just been taken out of the tank and onto the table where he was beginning to awaken. Dooku was however not prepared for what happened next. The boy had opened his bright yellow eyes, kicked up into standing position, and used the force set everything away from him, but Duke had resisted it, but was then surprised yet again, as the boy used the force to start choking him. Duke used his own force powers to break out of it, and used his mastery of the force to restrain the boy. In response to this, the boy started struggling and screaming at him to release him at once. "Let me go, you old fart, or I will kill you with my bare hands." Dooku, however, did not let go, but decided to ease the boy's mind. "Calm yourself, young one. My name is Count Dooku. I mean you no harm, for now at least. And you should be grateful, as it was I who had saved your life." When Naruto heard that, he started to calm down, and Duke, after he was certain that the boy was calm, let him down. Naruto then spoke again. "Thank you for saving me, but can you tell me in which village I am currently residing? Also, my name is Naruto Uzumaki." Dooku answered without missing a beat. "You are not in any village. You're not even on the planet's surface anymore. You are aboard my flagship that is currently hovering above your planet's atmosphere. Also, no, I am not crazy, or people are just not advanced enough to travel the galaxy. And if you do not believe me, get dressed and follow me to the bridge, where I will prove it to you, as well tell you about your new abilities." With that, Dooku left the med bay and patiently waited for Naruto outside. After a few minutes, Naruto came from the med bay in his new garments. He wore a black tunic, black pant and black boots, as well as a brown belt. "I see that you are ready. Please follow me. Now, Naruto, the universe we know in very large. And to get around we use starship, which allow us to travel at light speed to reach our destination quicker. Of course, there are many different types of ship. On almost every planet in the galaxy, there are species that are not human, but have the same intelligence as us. In the No universe, there are two major factions. One is the Galactic Republic, and its Jedi. The other is the Confederacy of Independent Systems, which I happen to be a part of. As for what am I, well, I am Sith. As for what the Jedi and the Sith are, people that can sense the Force, which is the energy that is all around us and flows through us and all living things. First, let's take a look at the Jedi, who follow the path of the light, and are believed to be peacemakers. They have their very own code that they follow. There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. There is no death, there is only the Force." Duke took a pause to let everything sink in, as they came up to the bridge, and Naruto saw his very own planet. It was so big, but none of his people had ever been where he was standing. Then he remembered that Duke wanted to discuss these new powers that he had obtained, and from what he had gathered, it led to only one possibility: the dark side. "So you were taking about the Force, so could you explain the dark side? Because if what I think I used to fuel this new power, I think I know what it is." Dooku was surprised that the boy may have figured it out on his own, but then again, he left him some clues to figure it out. Very well, the Sith are the opposed if the Jedi they believe in battle, and they use their poisons such as hate, fear and anger to grow stronger. The newer Sith believe in the rule of two, which states that there can be only one master and one apprentice. Of course, there was one Sith code as well, and it read, "Peace is a lie, there is only passion. Through passion, I gain strength. Through strength, I gain power. Through power, I gain victory. Through victory, my chains are broken. The Force shall free me." As he finished, he saw that Naruto understood which side of the Force he was using. So the Count asked Naruto a very important question. "Naruto, how would you like to become my apprentice and learn about the true power of the dark side? Also, could you tell about your world and its powers?" Naruto was surprised that the Count offered him this opportunity, and he knew that he needed to more power to destroy his enemies. So with his mind made up, got on one knee and spoke. "I'm here to serve you, master." Dooku smiled and then asked about the boy's planet, and the Naruto to the best of his abilities. When Dooku heard Naruto mention chakra multiple times, he decided voice his thoughts. "Naruto, what is this chakra exactly?" Naruto looked at his new master, and took a thinking pose for a couple of seconds before answering. "Well, this is how my teacher explained it to me. Chakra is essential to even the most basic technique. Through various methods, the most common of which is hand seals, chakra can be controlled and manipulated or create an effect that would not possible otherwise, such as walking on water, exhaling fire, or creating illusions. Chakra is ordinarily no visible the unaided eye unless it highly concentrated or manifested in large amounts. Chakra is the life energy that all individuals produce to some degree. Those who run out of chakra will die. Produced within the chakra colas that mainly surround and connect to each chakra-producing organ, the energy circulates throughout the body in the network called the chakra pathway system, which is similar to the cardiovascular system. Certain groups, such as shinobi, have learned to generate more chakra and release it outside their bodies through pressure points called tenketsu in order to perform jutsu. When Dooku heard this, he knew that no one else must leave the planet, as it would be devastating if any of them went to the Republic. The war would not only tip the tide of war, but also form what Naruto told him about Jinchuriki. They would completely destroy the Separatist alliance, and all the planning will go down the drain. At that moment, Count Dooku remembered the weapon that was sent to him, and he immediately knew what he must do. It seems that you will not get revenge on the people you wanted to. Naruto looked surprised at this and was about to protest when the Count continued. You see, Naruto, your people are to dangers and need to be eradicated. As he spoke, he moved over to the council and spoke. Droid, ready the special weapon and fire it on the planet. The droid answer. Roger, Roger. Naruto looked on in shock as he watched from the bridge of the ship as large cylinder-like object flew toward the planet. As it crashed onto its surface, large explosion occurred that started to eradicate everything in its path, and before his very eyes his planet became nothing more than a barren wasteland.